Matt Cardle's Starlight's music on the way from the Boomtown Rats and Queen. Dare to Live is a groundbreaking life skills course for ex-servicemen and women. It incorporates basic exercises with horses to help ex-servicemen and women rebalance and rediscover their true potential and help them reintegrate into society. Jay Coen, lead singer of the band Johnny Wore Black, is releasing a single in aid of the charity and a few others. He participated in one of the programmes with Dare to Live to see their work for himself. I spoke to him and asked him how the experience was.
Fascinating. A very interesting day. It was cold, because quite a bit of the course is done outside. To start with, we spent quite a bit of time just talking. When we actually got outside to work with the horses, it was fascinating.
So what kind of things were you actually doing? What sort of exercise was it involving the horses?
Very subtle stuff, but it's kind of understanding how the horses are very responsive to how we are in ourselves. The horses, I suppose, can tell us a lot about us because the frame of mind and the mood and sort of state of mind that you're in as you first come into contact with the horses respond very differently. They're teaching you a lot about yourself. So we spent time doing a kind of, you might call it join up with the horses. So I suppose approaching the horses in different ways and seeing how their response was to our body language. Mm-hmm. We each had an individual horse to work with. And to some extent, part of the process is starting to read the body language of that horse and vice versa, and let the horse kind of almost choose who it wants to work with.
As someone who's obviously got quite a bit of experience of riding, did any of it come as a surprise, the way that they were reacting to you?
I don't think it was exactly a surprise because I've been around horses a long time, but I think it was more a case of it was interesting to learn more about and have it explained in a different context.
And how helpful do you think that would be, sort of relating it to wider aspects of life?
Oh, I think amazingly helpful. Horses are amazing at taking us into a more peaceful place in ourselves.
And speaking as someone who is ex-services, how helpful do you think it will be to ex-servicemen and women to reintegrate?
I think amazing. I don't know if groundbreaking is too strong a word, but it's fascinating. I'm not an expert on this field, but more traditional routes of people getting counselling and that kind of thing, of course, has its place. But in a sense, I think this is kind of opening people's eyes in a different way, maybe allowing people to have a little bit more control.
Yeah, and it's quite an immediate thing, isn't it? Yeah, seeing instantly how that horse reacts.
I think the thing is, like, a lot of counselling, psychotherapy, that kind of thing is very much on a head level, isn't it? But I think something like this gets in touch with how people feel more quickly. I know from my own experiences that I get a great sense of peace about just being around horses.
And there is a link to the Warhorse movie, isn't there?
The link to the Warhorse movie is just that I had a small part in it.
Tell us about it. You've got to tell us more than that.
I had a small part in the film. I was a German cavalry soldier, so I was riding in it. I was on it for a few weeks, and it was a great experience.
Have you seen the movie yet?
I have seen the movie, yeah.
What's that like, seeing yourself on the big screen?
It's a novelty, but it's not my biggest excitement in life or anything. Still
got to be quite cool, though.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. But, the music's kind of where it's at for me, and, being a film star is not necessarily my thing.
The movies can wait. So back to the music then. You are releasing a single in aid of Dare to Live, also Help for Heroes and Combat Stress.
That's
Tell us
right,
about that.
Yeah, the song's called All the Rage. As a band, we're called Johnny Wore Black. It's available on iTunes. And we're raising awareness and funds for, as you said, Combat Stress, Help for Heroes and the Dare to Live program. And really the challenges that service people face when they actually leave the forces. The song was initially started because I read a headline in the paper written by the father of a Marine that had been killed in Afghanistan last year. And the headline was asking the question, how do we put a price on life? And that's really where it started. And then, funnily enough, not sort of long after that, I'd met the people from the Dare to Live program. And it was around the time we were actually planning the video as well. It was actually sort of getting to the point that the song was feeling like it was not just about the cost of life, but also cost in terms of the challenges, personal challenges that people were facing. And the video itself really focuses on the journey of an ex-service person or an ex-serviceman that is really sort of battling it internally to find his way back into civvy life.
quite a tough challenge for some.
Yeah, it is. And my eyes have opened to a lot more sort of personal stories that people have been, working through.
Yeah.
And that's really come out since the song was written. For me, the nice thing is that servicemen and women that have seen it have given a very positive response to the video and the song.
So are you donating some of the profits to the 3 charities?
Yeah, exactly.
Fantastic.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, time that we listen to a bit of it now on the show, and thank you very much for joining us, Jay. Best of luck with the single.
Okay, thank you very much.